Why did your parents beg you to leave the rich doctor they forced you to date? Everyone thought I hit the jackpot when I started dating Elias. He wasn't just any doctor. He was young, successful, and his dad literally sat on the hospital board. My parents were obsessed with him. They called him Dr. Perfect behind his back and bragged to everyone at church about their daughter dating such a catch. What they didn't see was how he treated me when we were alone. Elias timed my meals like I was some kind of patient. He'd check his watch when I ate and tell me I was going too fast or too slow. He criticized how loud I talked, saying doctors' wives needed to have appropriate volume control. Every Sunday morning, he made me step on his fancy digital scale for my health and would write down the number in this little notebook. He even corrected how I held my fork at dinner, repositioning my fingers like I was 5 years old. I thought it was just because he cared about me looking good in front of people. My friends said I was lucky to have someone who wanted to help me improve myself. But then my dad had a heart attack on a Tuesday night. Mom called me crying, saying they were rushing him to the ER. When I got there, guess who was on call? Elias. Mom grabbed my arm and whispered, "It's a sign from God that he's here to save your father." Elias took charge immediately, which should have been comforting, but something felt off about the whole thing. He seemed too prepared, too calm, like he already knew what was wrong with my dad. When I asked questions, he brushed me off with medical terms I didn't understand. Dad got better after a few days, but I couldn't shake this weird feeling. I started going through his medicine cabinet, just looking at all the pill bottles. That's when I saw it. Elias's name on 3 different prescription labels from the past 2 months. Dad had never mentioned seeing him as a patient. I confronted Elias about it the next day. He got super defensive and said he was just cutting through red tape to help my family. He claimed the hospital's system was too slow and my dad needed those medications immediately. But when I pressed him for details, his story kept changing. I couldn't let it go. I took pictures of the prescription bottles and submitted them to the hospital's ethics board. Within a week, they quietly suspended Elias while they launched an investigation into his prescribing practices. That's when my parents turned on me completely. Mom screamed that I had ruined his career over nothing. She said I was jealous of his success and trying to sabotage my own relationship. Dad just sat there silent, which hurt even more than Mom's yelling. My whole family made me feel like the worst person alive. They said the community would find out and we'd be humiliated at church. Even my sister called me selfish for throwing away such a good man over paperwork issues. A week later, Dad had another episode. Not as bad as the first one, but scary enough that we rushed back to the ER. This time, a different cardiologist was in charge. Dr. Walsh was this older woman who actually listened to our concerns and explained everything clearly. After running tests, she pulled us aside and said something that made my blood run cold. One of the medications Elias had prescribed was dramatically increasing Dad's risk of having another heart attack. She said if he had kept taking it, he might not have survived the next episode. I felt sick to my stomach. Elias hadn't been helping my dad. He'd been slowly poisoning him with the wrong medications. Whether it was incompetence or something worse, I'll never know. I packed my bags that night and moved out of the apartment Elias had set up for me downtown. I blocked his number and deleted him from all my social media. My parents didn't speak to me for 3 weeks. Then Mom called me at work, crying. She said they'd been talking to Dad's new cardiologist, who explained exactly how dangerous those prescriptions were. Dad got on the phone and said something I'll never forget. "He nearly killed me, and you saved my life."